Hi, everyone. Welcome back to our episode. I'm Donna. This is Brian. Just a typical disclosure. We decided to start this podcast to give awareness to men's mental health, help kind of get away from the stigma of it, to let men know that it's okay to talk about their problems, and so people don't feel alone, and also to help him. This probably isn't geared towards children. It's a lot of adult content, and he has a very colorful language, so you might want to watch that. The other thing is, if you are offended easily, or you might want to just not watch this. Again, he does not have a filter, so may have a lot to do with it.
Yeah, I don't care.
Yeah, see.
Not my problem.
All right, so we were trying to think of topics to go over today. And one of the ones that we kind of touched base on a little bit was music. The type of music you listen to and the different times what type of music you listen to. Would you say since the panic disorder started, your music selection has drastically changed?
No. What I listen to at certain times has changed. Like if I'm in a panic attack, I'm not listening to Korn, Metallica, anything of that
Okay.
nature.
Something more soothing, something more, or less aggressive, I guess.
I mean, honestly, I'm not really, if it's like, I mean, there's different stages, but a full blown panic attack, I'm not listening to music at all. I'm listening to somebody talk. So it's, again, I'm not in a car like I used to be. It's home and it'll be, YouTube, but it'll be somebody's podcast, whether it's, I don't know, Joe Rogan's or a documentary or something like that where people are talking.
Okay.
I don't know why, but that seems to distract me better than music or movies used to be, when I was at home, movies used to be a good distraction, but for some reason I found that the people having a conversation for some reason is better.
Do you think it's because you don't have to follow a script with it? Like a movie, like if you zone out for a little while, you lost track of what's going on with the movie and you can be confused?
No, because one thing, when that high anxiety, panic, whatever it is, I put on a movie that I've seen possibly hundreds of times. So I don't need to, if I miss something, I already know what happened, or it's just background noise. But there still seems to be, and maybe it's from the beginning, from driving around listening to talk radio, like sports talk, I can just have I mean, it could be anybody's podcast. I mean, I don't listen to too many. There's a few music ones, music related, Joe Rogan's, which he has, everything,
Yeah, he's pretty.
everything,
Yeah, he's pretty open to what's on
political, aliens, music, history,
sports stars.
whatever.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, there's times, yeah, if I'm already somewhat anxious or whatever, I won't put that music on. Now, that's my favorite music to listen to is metal, but I know that it, for me, it will kind of amp me up. And the last thing I want to do if I'm trying to get something done is be amped up. So, like if I'm heading out to say I'm heading out to the doctor's appointment and I do have music on because some of the sports talk now is kind of, I gotten pretty much out of professional sports completely. So if I do put something on now, it's like Phil Collins or Genesis or music like that. Little, I guess you would call it. I don't know if that's soft
Soft
rock,
rock, yeah.
pop rock, or whatever it's called, but it's something a little more, I guess, mellow. Obviously, it's not. Yeah, I guess it's at the slower end of rock.
Have you noticed that if you're listening to like some of the heavier stuff, it will kind of maybe start the jumpiness, the edginess, or
No, it won't start it. It's not like listening to Corn is going to suddenly make me anxious or anything like that. It's just that kind of music for me, especially Corn, Rob Zombie, Pantera. I'm trying to think of the other bands, but they, Ramstein, whatever, you tend to start bouncing and moving, and they have that groove to them to where you start getting, you're moving, and if I'm already anxious, I want to be as, relaxed and, you know, the least amount of mobility possible. I don't know how to word it correctly, but for me, it's just not. It's not going to cause it, but it may contribute to making it worse just by not the lyrics, not the anything except the just that groove, that bounce.
right. I got that.
And even some bands that I would consider that are not anywhere near as heavy as, Korn or Ramstein or Rob Zombie or whatever. And I know there's bands that are way heavier that I'm just not into. But even stuff like Van Halen, there's, from their first couple albums, there's songs in there that will, that you can't help, or I can't. So, I mean, there's, Godsmack, and there's all kinds of bands, Metallica, Megadeth.
And it's
But
funny because during like Christmas, well, I guess like sometime in November, we do Christmas music.
24/7.
And it's kind of funny because you get into a car and you see somebody like him and listening to Christmas music and he's jamming right along with it.
Or ruining it by turning it X rated.
Yeah, he does that an awful lot. It's like I have my own weird Al Yankovic over here.
I have another name, but I'm going to leave that out.
Yes, you're going to leave that out. Oh my God.
We did warn them, but I'm going to leave it out.
I think part of it too is like we listen like when we're driving around. We both like different types of music. We both like the metal stuff, the hair band stuff, as they call it.
Hair Nation on Sirius XM.
Yep.
Or Sirius. I don't know.
Or we'll listen to like Ozzy's Boneyard or something like that.
Yeah, normally when I get into the car after she's been driving it, it's WXTU country radio, and I can count on both hands how many country songs I like, 'cause like maybe 8 or 9.
He's lying. But anyway. Yeah, but sometimes I'll keep Hair Nation on. It depends the mood I'm in.
I mean, there's time. Well, I mean, there's times where we leave WXTU on because we're talking, and it's
Background noise.
My hearing is shot. I have tinnitus, which is the ringing in the ears, really bad ever since 2020, and not from COVID, from playing a guitar down here way too loud, and some age-related hearing loss. So at the level she can hear shit, which is like a dog whistle, she'll be sitting there singing along, and I just go, "What are you listening?" I don't, and I have to crank it way up before I hear anything. So it, sometimes hearing loss is a good thing because I'm not a country western fan or country pop or whatever that crap is that they're doing now. I like some of the older stuff, but yeah, it's I don't know. And Christmas music is more just that's just part of that season, and
I think it makes you happy. I do, because like you
I just think it's part of that season. I mean, I wouldn't listen to, if what is it, B101? Is that the one that does it?
mm-hmm.
They're the ones that play it 24/7. I wouldn't listen to it now.
No, but I mean, I think
Somebody started singing "Walking in a Winter Wonderland," I'd be like, "Shut the fuck up until November."
no, but I think once we put it on, like you get excited for it to go on.
No, again, it's just it's that signal that that time of the year is coming around or starting up, whatever. Now, most of it now with music that as far as music and my mood, whenever I'm working, any art or stuff like that, I always have music on. And that also depends on what I'm doing. Airbrushing, I always have metal. Some of the other graphite or color pencil, I go more the back to the
Phil Collins,
Phil
Genesis.
Collins, Genesis, Journey, stuff like that. Don't ask me why. It's not like I'm going to get aggressive and start going nuts with the pencil. But
And I've noticed when you get into your, I don't want to say moods, but you'll listen to some really a little bit of darker stuff, or stuff that's like the person writing it. You can kind of what's what I'm looking for. You can kind of like relate to some of the words.
yeah, I mean, I used to never be a big lyrics person, which is why until about a year ago,
Oh God.
Crazy Train.
And what?
Oh, I swore it was we're going after a real kind of Crazy Train. I sang it that way until like last year. I think when they did a document, or I think it was a documentary, it was like, oh, we're going off the
Rails
rails
of
on a crazy train. And I went, oh, I've been singing that wrong for like 40 fucking years.
It's
or
not the
whatever.
only song that he sings wrong.
But I was never a big lyrics person. I didn't care what the song was saying. I just, and even today, if it's got a great riff with the guitar and a beat and a groove and all that, they could just be singing, you know, green eggs and ham, and I wouldn't give a shit. But there are a lot of songs that after the panic disorder and the depression and stuff like that that I started to pay more attention to the lyrics and could identify with and started to started to realize that some of the lyrics that people write, Shinedown's one of them.
I love that band.
That singer, right? I think he writes a lot of it,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of his stuff comes from I don't want to say mental illness or mental health, but I believe depression. I'm not gonna say that I know exactly what it is, but I seem to remember him coming out of something and writing the one. I can't remember that one song that is new to me, but I don't think it's that new with the symptom of being human. The house is on fire, and there's no alarm. It's all just a symptom of being human.
It's actually my ringtone. Hold on.
That's the name of the song.
Oh, is it? Is
I'm
it?
pretty sure it's, I think.
Is it? Hold on, I'm gonna look.
But I didn't realize it that I even looked back and then, when I was listening to them
Yeah,
back,
symptom of a symptom of being human. Yeah, that
yeah,
happens to be my ringtone.
it's like 45, staring down the barrel of a 45. That was a song that at the time I wasn't like paying much attention to, but then looked back and went, oh, okay. And they have other ones, but and
If you,
there's other bands like Cold and even like Chris Cornell and Soundgarden and some of that. Um, that you kind of look at and then now go, oh, now I get it. But
well, there's a lot of them that you look up like what the song means or something like that, and you're like, again, you can relate to it, and you're like, mm, um, it's crazy because Brent Smith, who is the lead singer for Shinedown, he's publicly spoken about like his addiction issues and stuff like that, but he also has panic attacks.
yeah, I knew there was something, but I didn't know what it was. That's why I didn't want to just say. But I
Yeah,
do remember. I don't know if it was depression or alcohol or
yeah, he has substance
whatever it
abuse and
was. He was
alcohol.
like in a house or in his house for a long period of time, and then
So talking about that look, like I know you know a few other artists like singers that are well known that suffer from panic disorder.
I don't know. I know the bass player for Korn
Okay.
had come out and said that he has dealt with severe anxiety or panic disorder. He's currently not, I think he stopped touring with them a few years ago for, it said, health reasons. Now, I don't know what, they exactly are. I don't know. I would assume it's something to do with that. But a lot of them, there was, I hate to go here, but there was, I believe, somebody from the boy band, either Backstreet Boys or In Sync or something at one point, or 98 Degrees. I'm sorry I even know these bands. Was like living in his, just stayed in his house for years and like didn't come out because of the agoraphobia and the anxiety and shit like that was so bad. But I always looked at them and I'm like, I don't know how the fuck you function because there's no way the thought of doing anything that you guys are doing like makes me uncomfortable. Let alone getting up on stage and traveling on planes and buses and trains and going around the world and all this shit. And like that makes me anxious just thinking about it.
So I'm going through and I'm looking at the ones that they're listing. It's crazy because I knew some of these. Louis Capaldi,
Capaldi.
he suffers from panic disorder. Like I remember watching an
Well,
interview.
that's what Google or whatever it is saying.
No, I remember watching an interview with him. He was at a concert backstage and he asked I guess, whoever was performing to play longer because he had to get himself together before he was able to go on stage. I'm trying to look up.
Well, and a lot of them that did suffer with anxiety and stuff like that, they also had stuff readily available.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
So, I mean, I guess I could see how well,
now I wonder
I,
how many of these is because of the pressure of being famous. Like the one from Backstreet Boys that you had said.
I'm not.
No, I just
Don't
looked it
yeah.
up.
Don't.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
He said a lot of his anxiety and panic was from becoming so famous. He didn't like all that attention.
Well, I'm more talking about the people who already had it and were doing that. But again, you've heard all the stories where there's plenty of people standing around with some kind of pharmaceutical, whether it's legal or not, in their hand. But I'm like, I would have to have been on it all the time to be able to get through that. Like, you're getting on a plane or in a bus and you're traveling around the country and the world, and like, were you just gonna like do an Elvis Presley and keep me medicated all the time?
Well, I mean,
Like, nah,
look at some of the bands that won't perform in big arenas. They don't they don't feel comfortable performing in a big arena. They rather stay to like the small, like,
they'd like that, or they just don't have the fan base to fill them.
no, they like that because I mean,
I don't. If you know of one specifically, I don't.
I'm trying to think.
I just assume they all wanted to fill the biggest possible arena. Well, I'll tell you one that I know that this is the opposite. He can't stand. Like, he will not do small clubs or small venues. He wants outdoor or big stadiums, and that's Rob Zombie. He gets real uncomfortable
So I watched
in
it.
small groups, but he can play in front of 100,000 people, and he's perfectly fine because they're that far away.
He's not confined in.
It's not personal. It's impersonal. And he said this. Just to mention Joe Rogan's podcast again, which that's where he was talking about it, because he had to give an award, and he was like, he thought, oh, I'll be up on a stage. Well, the stage was like a foot off the ground and right in front of the people's tables, and he was like, this sucks. Like, and because Joe Rogan had said, like how does that? But he's like, oh, playing in front of 100,000 people, like the more the better. Make it as big, keep it going and make it as impersonal as possible. When you put me in a room with 20 people, yeah, I don't want to be there.
There was another singer. I don't remember who it was, but they had a hard time doing like the meet and greets because of that. Like, loved their fans. I'm trying to remember who it was. Loved their fans, but had a very difficult time doing the meet and greets.
James Hetfield has talked about that. That he has times where he does them, but he's very uncomfortable, and he doesn't like to do the pictures or the autographs. He'd rather you talk and stuff like that. So, but again, is that something where, I mean, he's talked extensively about this in interviews and stuff about childhood and growing up. Like, he's always been awkward and uncomfortable or shy, or however you want to call it, even to this day. And he said it took him a long time before he became comfortable being like the front man and talking and all that. He didn't like doing it.
Well,
Which is crazy that you're going to get into a band and be in front of people all the time and you don't like being the center of attention.
look at Ozzy.
He was a class clown and he loved that.
Because he never thought he fit in. So if you remember watching the
that's
documentary.
But he was the opposite of what I'm saying with Hetfield.
So
Like, Ozzy loved being out there on stage and performing live. I think he liked performing live more than anything else. Where Hetfield has said that there's times where he's been on actual live things where he's had to like stop and chill out for a second because he just wasn't feeling right. Where Ozzy was uncomfortable not doing it, but when he got out on stage, that was him.
yeah, I mean, I remember watching a thing where he said that being in a room, unless he had some type of substance in him, being around people in a small gathering were very difficult.
And I could see where me, again, I would probably be better, like, just like anybody or a lot of people. I wanted to be in a rock band when I was a kid. I swore when I was a kid that I was going to be famous. Like, if we had this conversation, I was like, I was going to be an actor, I was going to be a rock star, something like that. And if you would have told me in my early teens that I wasn't, I would have laughed.
It's not too late to get your picture at the post office.
No, I said famous, not infamous. But even now, where it's like, okay, we've talked about it, where I have that, fear of being successful. Even if I was in a band, got in a band, I don't want to be the lead singer and I don't want to be the lead guitarist. I want to be the rhythm guitarist, like Malcolm Young from AC/DC. I'm standing back here just playing rhythm guitar while the other two are out front getting all the attention. Be great to be on stage, but I don't want to be.
Then you're not famous.
You're missing the point. It
No,
would be great to be on stage, but I don't want the spotlight on me.
Oh, I get what
If
you're
that makes
saying.
if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And I would also like it to be like not 5 or 10 people. I could see that where Rob Zombie was talking about that being uncomfortable and there being 100,000 where you're just getting lost in that. Again, you're not the center of attention. Well, he is because he's the lead singer.
But I think too, there's no personal, like the chance of him making eye contact with one person and it's staying there and that person, like I can see where he's coming from on that. Now I've heard of other people where they're like, they rather do the smaller shows because the bigger shows kind of,
That many people makes them uncomfortable.
yeah, or the smaller shows are a lot more forgiving. And like if they need to like take a break or something like that. Now I don't know if it would matter because people just, they bought a ticket, they want to hold a show. But I mean,
People are too busy holding their phone up to film the entire concert than to actually sit there and watch them.
if you had to pick a go-to song to lift your spirits, can you think of one?
What I'm going to say, people are probably going to be like, that is not an uplifting song, but something that is going to get me, you mean just like moving and
No, uplifting,
I
like,
feel good?
well, feel good, yeah, maybe, but like, say if you're in a funk and you want to get out of your funk and you have to listen to a song.
I, I usually just turn on more depressing shit when I'm in a funk. I don't.
I guess you missed a part when I said when you're trying to get out of it.
Yeah, but I don't. I don't do that. I tend to be when I'm in that. I just tend to seek out stuff that's even, movies or music that's even or on that same parallel with being depressed. I don't I don't know if there is anything where I go to for to pull me out of a funk. It just
Okay.
I mean there's songs that like Journey, Don't Stop Believing. Like to me that's a cool song.
Okay.
Yeah, I know there's a lot of people that can't stand that.
Okay.
But that's one. I guess that's one. I mean, there's Genesis, like Phil Collins and the Police. But there's not. I don't have like a go-to song.
Okay.
I mean, I have go-to songs that if I just want to. But I mean, they make me feel better, but they're not pulling me out of a funk.
So what would one of them be?
Disposable Heroes by Metallica, Master of Puppets. Song Corn, Oildale, Here to Stay. Rob Zombie's got. Well, actually, it's weird because I'm not an AI person, and I didn't even know this band was AI. It's called Cortex US, and it's called Not Broke.
Unbroken, isn't it?
No, it's Not Broke, or I don't know. The lyrics are, "You're not broken, you're unfinished."
Oh, that's what I know. On
I think
there.
it's Not Broke, but they're an AI. It's some dude made the whole thing up with AI and everything. It's industrial metal. It's still cool, but after I found that out, I was kind of like, mm,
You already liked it, can't take it back.
I like that one. I did go on to listen to others, but it all sounds the same,
Same, yeah.
like almost identical.
Well, that's what AI is.
Well, no, because you could make it different, but I don't think he put all that much into it to make the songs different. It's the exact same like riffs and noises and stuff like that. But I mean, there's like I found the one that was like a what do they call it, a mashup or something, where it was I think it's Cody Parks or something. Cody something.
Cody Parks on social media, yeah.
Is it in a band?
White dude?
I don't know. I've never seen him. I don't know if he's white or not. It's a southern.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
a southern
He
metal band. But what they did is they took Folsom Blues from Johnny Cash and those words and put it to Rob Zombie's Thunder Kiss 69.
Let me see if it's the same one I'm thinking of. It's the one I'm thinking of. He does all different mashups.
Or
It's pretty cool.
is it not Thunder Kiss? Or whatever that song is. I suck it. Sorry, Rob. I'm
Yeah,
pretty
it's
sure.
Cody Parks and the Dirty South.
And the songs, I know it's Johnny Cash's Folsom Blues or whatever it is. I suck at remembering anything. And Rob Zombie's Thunder Kiss 69 or
Thunder Cash 69.
that's what they're calling it. So it was Thunder Kiss 69 and Folsom Blues. And it's really cool. Like I put it on a lot. I like it. It's a certain stuff like that. A lot of shit I'll just discover. And that thing's probably 10 years old, but I just found it. So it's new to me.
It's from last year.
So I'm only a year away. Yeah, I mean, there's a handful of stuff that it, nothing's going to lift me up to where I feel amazing, but there's a handful that I just like that, you know, might be from a memory or I remember when I first heard it or something like that. But I would just say if you're already feeling anxious or feeling like you're starting to get a little amped up or whatever, most metal, especially thrash or groove, probably isn't the best thing to listen to.
No, I mean,
It's not for me. I can't say for other people, but
I'm guessing that's one of the reasons why they usually use that kind of music in like a smash room or a rage room.
what the fuck is that?
A rage room is where you go in with a bat or something like that and you just go and break stuff. They have them in Philly and all.
My living room?
And no, this is something you pay to go and destroy. And
I could do it for free.
and then you have to replace it. It's probably cheaper to go to the rage room.
Good point.
But that's the kind of music they use there, and it's probably the same thing. It gets you amped up, and so that makes sense.
Yeah, anybody that says like, "Oh, metal's not aggressive," oh, yes, it is. It's not violent, but it's definitely aggressive, and it'll get you. You know, they don't have mosh pits at Celine Dion concerts for a reason because nobody's getting that hyped up about it.
No, but they do have them at certain Irish bands.
Oh, a bunch of drunk Irish people. Color me shocked.
I was shocked when I saw it. I was like,
You're
Okay.
specifically talking about Dropkick Murphys.
yes,
It's kind of like an Irish semi-metal band,
yeah, I was
or
shocked.
I don't know what they're called, but they're kind of aggressive.
Nah, I mean, I like them, but
The song from The Departed.
yeah,
I don't know the name. I could like hum it, but I'm not going to.
Yeah. So I mean, I was shocked there, but no, yeah, I agree. Yeah, like
Yeah, I mean, whatever this rage room, what you just go in there and what is there like lamps and tables and
yeah,
shit?
there's TVs, there's dishes, there's lamps, there's a bunch. You've never seen a rage room?
No.
Wow.
And you literally pay to go there and break shit.
And destroy stuff, yeah.
This is going to sound weird coming out of my mouth after all these episodes.
If you say it's stupid, I'm going to slap you right here on the episode.
No, I'm going to say that if you're paying to go smash shit, then there's something wrong.
No, there's not.
If you just snap and break something that's there at the time of whatever, that part I understand. Paying to go somewhere to just break junk
So, okay.
just is, I don't know. That seems like a mental illness.
So, and you should know. So, listen, no, it's not. People will go to the gym to hit a heavy bag, right? To get their aggressions out. Correct?
Usually they're going there to work out or improve their boxing skills.
People have gone to hit a heavy bag to get their aggressions out. People go racing to go speeding around a track because it's an adrenaline.
But that's not to get rage out. You know, I feel like beating the crap out of somebody. I'm going to get in this car and do 200 miles an hour. Not the best mindset to have.
So the rage.
I've done drag racing and shit like that. I never went with the mindset of, man, I'm pissed. I'm going to drive this car as fast as I can.
I'm not saying that. It's an adrenaline thing. That's what the rage room does. And if you have a lot of built up, the adrenaline will help. And you can give me that look all you want. They're huge. I mean,
just because something's huge or popular doesn't mean it makes any fucking sense. It just means they found a bunch of people that'll pay to do it.
no, it is cheaper for you to go to a rage room.
I've heard of not panic rooms.
Escape rooms.
Yeah, well, that causes panic.
In your eyes, no, a lot of people enjoy them. My brother and sister-in-law go every time they go on vacation.
Even if I didn't have panic disorder, I wouldn't see the point in it.
It's so the way it works is they give you clues and you have to try to get out of the room. It's a game.
So now we're playing Clue in a building.
Yes. This is a person who can't get the gist of Uno, so
Whoa. I know how to play Uno.
and he sucks at it.
We just got a new one called Liar's Uno, and it's
Okay.
fucking stupid.
But all the Unos you hate.
No, I'm not an Uno fan, but I know how to play it, and I get the point behind it. The ones that you like, where they're either coming flying out of a machine and taking out eyes,
I don't have that one, by the way.
or what's the other one where you end up with 72 cards in your hand because the dickhead did, pick up 28 in one shot? Uno Insanity or
Uno Revenge.
Uno Revenge. There's another good one. You want to spend 6 hours holding 400 cards in your hand? It's a blast.
Yeah. You know what? I'm starting to wonder if he has some
I
anger
think I need
issues.
to go to a rage room.
But I mean, but that's the kind of music they play in the rage rooms. So it makes sense because you're raging. That's why it's.
Yeah, they also play it for pilots and when they're trying to torture people in like Iraq and shit.
So I know two surgeons that have it in the OR. So can you imagine doing surgery and listen to like?
Yeah, it's just what I need is the frickin' doctor listening to Master of Puppets. I hope he's not bopping along to it while he's doing an incision.
Okay,
Whoops.
Okay, would you rather hear that or like the elevator music where he's doing it and then all of a sudden he's like,
Yeah, I'd rather hear Muskrat Love.
and he's falling asleep, like.
It's better than him hacking off a testicle that wasn't supposed to be going.
Well, why they would be in that area is beyond me.
Vasectomy?
But that's not done in an OR. That's done in a doctor's office.
if I ever get one and the guy puts on earbuds, I'm going to ask him what he's listening to.
It wouldn't be earbuds if you're playing over the speaker and you're awake.
I'm going to request, you know, the. I'm trying to think of what that channel used to be, where the woman kind of had that deep, slow voice, and now we're going to listen to
Delilah.
Yes, there it is. And
You're on air
something
with
very,
Delilah.
very mellow, and some Barry White.
I love music. What would you like to hear? And who is this going out to?
Anyway, some Barry White or something like that. Well, you know what? That's bad.
All right, I got a better song. They can sing like the Barbie song for you.
No, because then there's going to be nothing left. I don't want to be a Ken doll.
All right. On that note, would you, your opinion, does music usually help or hinder?
I think it helps your mood.
Okay.
I mean, unless you're already completely, I don't know what the clinical term is, psychotic, then maybe putting on Megadeth or Slayer probably isn't a real good idea.
No, but putting something soft on maybe. It would depend.
Maybe, unless they're listening. You got some soft music that the lyrics are, a bit insane.
Oh, I agree. All right. So on that note, that is his take on music and the panic disorder. Interesting take, and I will now have to watch what I play when he's in the vehicle with me. All right. Until the next episode, guys, have a great night.